Hi everyone, welcome to class. This is yoga for fatigue. So chronic illness, post-viral, PMT, or even that kind of heavy fatigue that you get after a period of high activity, high stress, high anxiety, and that kind of crash that comes after. This is less a restorative practice and more like a targeted movement practice for those times of deep bone tiredness and kind of systemic weariness where the whole body just feels tight and exhausted. So I'm going to start on my back with, I've got like my favorite floor cushion. I'm going to double it up just to create like a soft, small shelf for popping the tailbone up on. So it's like a smaller, softer lift than you might get with, say, a block or a bolster. So you could do this with like rolled up blankets or just a small cushion. You can just see I'm lifted up, a couple of inches maybe. So it's that very gentle kind of inversion, and you can wiggle your shoulder blades a little bit away from your tailbone and get comfy. And just start by bringing a little bit of attention towards the pelvis, the lower abdominals, and the hips, and maybe actually bringing your hands, onto those areas. A little bit of a gentle rub, a gentle engagement, even into the lower back, if you can get your hands around there, into the kidney shelf, just below the low ribs, where the adrenals sit, with a little bit of a gentle massage there. And I'm also just going to do a little gentle facial massage and around my jaw, just to reduce a bit of tension. And again, just encourage the nervous system to feel like it's going to be safe to do a bit of movement. So little circles around the temples, first of all. Taking some slightly deeper breaths, slightly longer exhales. And then we'll be going a little bit around the eye sockets, just underneath the eyes and over the top of the eyebrows. Noticing how the body is responding to this little bit of gentle, sensitive touch. And then down into the joint of the jaw on either side of the earlobes. And I'm loosening my jaw, keeping my teeth separate, my tongue relaxed while I do this. And then I'm just going to make sure I don't catch the mic, but I'm just going to do it down the front of the throat on either side of the larynx. And then down the sternocleidomastoid mastoid, that big thick muscle you can feel on either side of the neck, towards the collarbones. And then take another little wiggle and just settle in, and let's lift the right leg so that the knee is over the hip and the shin is parallel to the ceiling. And I'm gently keeping my hand there just to kind of keep the knee positioned over the hip. And I'm going to turn my femur into an internal angle in the hip socket, so the foot comes out, and then go the other way. So the foot is coming across the body and the femur is turning to an external rotation. And just move through those two. Just going to the end range of motion, not where pain lives, but it may be you may feel a little bit of tightness. That's okay. Starting to bring a little bit of movement into the hip socket. And then coming back to the middle, just bring the hands to the pelvis, just to keep the pelvis nice and still. Straighten the leg up towards the ceiling. Extend it away long without arching the spine. So you'll feel your abdominals switch on a little bit here, and then draw the knee in. And take that a few times. Lengthen up, extend away, keeping the low back nice and still, and drawing the knee in. Starting to wake up through the hamstrings, a little bit more movement into the hip flexors, and then go the other way. Lengthen along the mat. Again, nice still spine. Core is doing some stabilizing. Leg comes up and knee comes in. And then the next time you bring the knee in, you could draw it a little bit more into your underarm, or maybe take a little rock to and fro. You could also bring your hand to the foot and find a little half happy baby. And you can just let the left knee flop open for balance, or you could extend that leg long as well. Again, just slight drawing in of the core muscles here, just to keep your low back nice and relaxed and avoid that excessive arching. Breathe nice and deep here. And then slide the left foot back up if you had it long. Bring the right ankle over the left knee. And just use your right hand to gently push that knee open and away from you, so that you feel a little bit of an opening into that hip. And then we're going to rock and roll the pelvis, doing a little tilt and curl. And you'll feel changes in the joint as you do that. Really nice for the low back. And then bring that right foot down. You might need to adjust your prop and your shoulders, and we'll bring the left shin parallel to the ceiling, knee over hip, and internal and external rotations through the hip. One more. And then with the hands on the pelvis, keeping the back nice and still, straighten the leg, send it away from you. Use your core to keep your back nice and stable there, and draw it in. A couple more times. Feel into the hamstring, a little bit of circulation as you flex the foot, going all the way up to the toes. And the other way, lifting, knee comes in, leg extends away. Feel that core just doing a little bit of stabilization work. Knee comes in, you can draw it in towards the underarm, towards the shoulder. You could take hold of the foot and find your half happy baby on this side. Maybe you want to lengthen that leg away, or maybe you just want to keep the foot on the floor. Breathe deeply into those deeper sensations. And then let's slide the right foot back up. Left ankle over the right knee. Push that knee away just to open up that hip, and then a bit of a rock and roll through the pelvis. You can feel that little bit of movement in the SI joint, where the spine, the tailbone, the pelvis meet. And a nice stretch on the psoas through the front of the hip there. So nice for the low back. And then let's bring both feet down. And just before we come off the support, bring your hands onto your knees. And just think about lifting one hip, right hip, up more towards your underarm as you extend the left away. And then the other side, left hip lifts up while right slides away. So a little bit like you're walking in place, or kind of like a shimmy. So now we're moving side to side with that SI joint. A little bit of a massage through the tissues of the low back, loosening them up a little bit. Once more. And then let's draw the knees into the chest and kind of allow yourself to rock a little bit back off your prop. So almost like you're bringing your knees deeper into your chest and lifting your tailbone a little bit and having a little bit of a massage, like a kind of roll along those tissues at the base of the spine, allowing the stretch and the pressure of the prop to do a little bit of massage work for you. And then we'll just slide that prop out, pop it to one side. Settle yourself down on the mat. Feeling into tailbone, your back. Notice if you've got an excessive arch or curl. Trying to find that nice middle spot. We'll lift up, bring our hips a little bit over to the right, knees dropping over to the left. Bring the left arm out to the left and you can turn to look towards it, and the right hand starting palm to palm. Use with your right fingers, trace a great big, what is that? That's my bottle of water. Great big rainbow above your head, following the arc of your hand to open out into a T, and then rainbow back again. And allow yourself to move with your hand. And you could stay doing these half circles, or maybe you want to start bringing the circle all the way down and across, and the hand comes to rejoin the other. So now we're waking up that right scapula, the right shoulder joint, and also getting still a nice twist through the low back into the kidney area. Let's go the other way. If you're doing those big circles. And come just to finish this side in that T shape with your knees over to one side, your head turning to look towards your right hand. And just take a few big breaths here into the right lung, right intercostal, right lower back. And then we turn the palms down to press into the ground to bring your knees back up. You might need to realign yourself if you've gone a bit walkabout. And then hips will go to the left, knees to the right. Right arm stretches out, left hand palm to palm. And we'll start with the big rainbow circles on the left. Allowing yourself to move with that circle. And if you want, you can start turning it into a full circle. tracing through the shoulder joint, the movement of the scapula. And going the other way as well, if you're doing those big circles. And come to land for a moment in your T, maybe look towards your left hand, trying to bring that left shoulder blade down. And a few big breaths into the left side of the body, using your breath to expand those tissues a little bit more. You could even bring your hand and again, just bring a little bit of a massage, a little bit of contact into that kidney and kidney space as well. Turn the hands down to press, to bring your knees back up. And just take a little moment here, finding a nice neutral spine, neither too arched nor too tucked, little engagement of the core, and then bring the arms in a frame above your head. Maybe a slight tuck of the chin to lengthen the back of the neck. And as you breathe, take a few breaths here. Really think about broadening across the chest. And then as you exhale, lightly drawing the shoulder blades down the back, slight press of the shoulders towards the ground. A couple more of those. So you're really feeling an expansion across the delts, the pectorals, and opening up at the shoulder joint. And gently bring the arms down. And let's just gently turn and roll onto the stomach. And you might want your blanket or your cushion here. We'll start by bringing the left knee out parallel with the hip. This is where some padding might be nice, and a little flex in the foot. And now you could just come straight down, propping your forehead onto your hands and stay here. But another option is to start to curl the upper body in a little bit towards the knee, getting that stretch through the right side of the low back as well as the opening on the left hip. So see how you feel. And we're going to stay here for 5 nice, slow, deep breaths before changing sides. And then if you had your curl in your body, start to come back forward again. Gently slide that knee back in. And just for a moment, just rock the hips side to side, letting the legs be loose and jelly-like. Take a nice big breath into that low back area. And then we'll bring the props to the other side. Actually, I think it might be easiest for me to turn around. But you could just drag your prop to the other side. Bringing your right knee out parallel with your right hip, little flex in the foot. And again, you could come straight down, or you could curl your body towards the right. 5 deep breaths. Try and relax that right hip a little bit more. And gently uncurl. Slide that leg in, and again, little rock. Relax the legs, let them flop. And then press up just onto your knees. We're going to come to a child's pose. You could grab a bolster here and just come to a supported child's pose over the bolster. Another option is you've got the cushion or a rolled up blanket is to bring it into the hip crease, sort of over your knees, and let your upper body settle onto that as you come down. Finding a little support for your hands. Maybe you want to be a little bit further up. You might put a block or some pillows under there. See how you feel. And again here, maybe a little rock backwards and forwards first. Before you fully settle. And we're just trying again to gently stretch this area of the low back over the kidneys. And again, you could bring your hand here and give yourself a little gentle rub. Settling your tailbone a little bit more with every exhale. And then we'll gently come up out of the child's pose. You might keep your cushion or your blanket somewhere convenient. We're going to come into all fours. I'll start on the left this time. Left hand behind the back of the head and just take a little opening twist to the left. Really thinking about the mid-back of the shoulders, turning towards the left, maybe peering up under your underarm. And then twist down so that the left elbow can come towards the right. Just a few of those. Really feeling into the mid-back and upper back. The low back will move as well. But trying to really bring this movement from that thoracic spine area. And then we'll slide the left arm underneath. And here is where you might grab your blanket or your pillow to bring your head down on. Right hand can push you a little bit more into the twist. One more breath. Press to come up. Slide that blanket out of the way. And let's step the left foot forward into your low lunge, Right hand can come down. Left arm can come up towards the ceiling this time. And then just rotate the arm in the socket. So palm facing back and then palm facing forward towards you. Get a little bit of movement going in the socket. Try and think about lifting out of that bottom shoulder at the same time. And then keep the arm in internal rotation. So the palm is facing back. Bring it down behind your low back, maybe towards the right hip. Drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. So you've got a great big stretch in the left side of the neck. And just floss out, yes, no, through the neck, opening the jaw a few times. Open the chest a little bit more to the left. And then gently untwist your arm, bring it forward. And this time now take hold of the ankle. Maybe turn the hand so that your fingers are pointing back, so you get a little bit of a pull on the shoulder. Right hand to support you, and think about tucking up the tailbone and curving the spine into a cat pose, even as you press forward in your lunge. Tensioning through the left side of the body. Left arm is driving forward as the left hip moves up and back, getting a big stretch into the whole of the left back, left hip. Tuck the tailbone a bit more, big breath. Press up, come out. Bring the right knee back next to the left, and let's just take a few rounds of cat-cow, maybe shifting the hip back towards the heels and then rolling forward in the spine. Coming to stillness. Right hand will come behind the back of the head, thinking about opening through that thoracic spine, looking up under your right underarm. And then the right elbow comes to meet the left. Few of those. Last time, as you open this time, let's bring the cushion under the right ear, the right arm threads under, and you can use your left arm to support yourself or to twist a bit deeper. Taking some big breaths into that twist. Slide the left hand back to lift up. Move that cushion out the way. Step into your low lunge. The left hand comes down. Right arm lifts, opening up the collarbones to the right, and take some rotations through the shoulder joint. Internal, external. Try and lift out of the bottom shoulder. And then find your internal, so hand is pointing back behind you. Bring it down towards your low back or thigh. Open the chest a bit more, left ear towards left shoulder, and just open up the neck, the shoulder, the jaw. Keep pressing down firmly with that right foot. Try and open the shoulders a little bit more. And then we'll untwist, bring the arm forward, taking hold of the ankle, maybe with the fingers pointing back. Cat curl the spine, tuck the tailbone, even as you lunge forward a bit more and tension through that arm, pushing the right side of the spine up towards the ceiling. Big breath into the back body. Keep
tucking the tailbone under, pressing up, getting a big stretch. Oh. Gently come out of that. Take your rolling cat-cows again. And we'll move into down dog, just the one down dog, spreading the hands nice and wide, tucking the toes, lifting up, and just pressing the floor away. Let the shoulder blades rise up towards your ears. Paddle out through your ankles, your Achilles, your calves. Notice if your energy is just a little bit better, a little bit more alert, able to take this stronger position than when we started. One more big breath, lifting the hips up. And then bringing your knees down. And coming to take a seat. Hands resting on the knees. Head resting on your shoulders, above your torso. On your pelvis, sit bones down towards the ground. Checking in with the resonance of your practice. The little shifts, changes, a bit more openness maybe, a little bit more energy. Just bring the hands together and just actually rub them to generate a little bit of heat. And then last time, bring the hands round towards where your kidneys sit in your low back and just let the heat and that gentle massage of your hands be over that area. You might say a little word of gratitude towards your nervous system, towards your body for carrying you through the day, keeping you alive, helping you to be here and to move, however inexpertly. And then coming to stillness. Thank you so much for practicing with me, everyone. I hope you feel a wee bit better, and I'll see you again soon.